Welcome back to the Skype segment. You were watching, before we came back on, you were watching Idowu Adelusi, who is the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Ekiti State. We had an interview with him about the role of the governor in the Ekiti tape. We are going to have a discussion on that with our Skype callers, amongst other things. So I want to welcome back Colleague Joe to our show. Colleague Joe, welcome back to Sahara TV.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Bishop Gregory, welcome back to Sahara TV.
Thank you, Rudolph. God bless you.
And joining us from Morocco is Shedrack. Shedrack, welcome to Sahara TV. Shedrack, are you there? All right. From Russia. Okay, Shedrack, we can't hear you. They will try to reconnect to you. From Russia, we have Emmanuel Bello. Emmanuel, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you very much, Rudolph.
Okay. So let me start. Did you guys get a chance to watch the tape, Idowu and Adelusi? No? Colleague Joe, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched. I spent my time trying to. If you guys didn't put the description, I wouldn't have watched it, because they were just talking over each other. I watched everything, 37 minutes or so, yeah.
Okay.
It was, wow, I couldn't believe that, though. Like, a general was reduced to a bloody civilian, as they say. The general wanted to cry. That was the highlight for me. Like, I couldn't believe a general.
Oh, Colleague Joe, I was actually talking about the video we just played of Idowu Adelusi, who is the Chief Press Secretary to FAYOSE. Did you watch it?
Oh, I didn't watch that. I thought you were talking about the Ekiti video.
Ekiti video, yeah. So we are continuing that story, and we are following it by talking to the actors.
Okay. No, I thought you were talking about the recording.
Okay. Bishop, were you able to watch it?
Though I didn't watch it, though I see the picture up there, because myself and the college were discussing offline.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So let's actually talk about what's going on in Nigeria today. We spoke to Shehu Gaba, who is the Director of Publicity for the Buhari campaign. And this is another week that we're now about 4 weeks to the election. So let me start with you, Colleague Joe. How did this week now, how did it go? Do you think that the Buhari campaign, they are losing momentum, or do you think that the Jonathan campaign, they are gaining momentum? What is your assessment?
I think there are lots of distractions now from the election. So the distraction is, hey, there's a tape out. Hey, this guy is traveling to London, is sick. So there's no more concentration on, oh, should we have a debate or not? I'm not hearing anyone talking about that, and it's really sad. Okay. So there's no more that momentum as we saw, like in the past 4 weeks or so, talking about election, talking about what they're going to do for the people. It's not about the people now, it's about politics now.
Bishop, what do you want to see? Because we spoke to Shehu Gaba, and he said that he will do everything to get Buhari to join us, and we connect to people to talk to Buhari. What do you expect to see in the next few weeks to the election?
Well, the momentum is built, although after the postponement of the election, PDP seems to be gaining ground, though. Like I have always said on this platform, I'm not supporting anybody. I'm just playing fair politics or what have you. But PDP seems to be gaining ground more, though. But as time goes by, like I said in our previous Skype calling segment, I said Buhari stand a good chance. So when Abum tested PD for the past how many years, and they seems to be static, I think Buhari has more chances of winning this election.
All right. Thank you. Emmanuel Bello, I want to know, you are in Russia, and we only hear about what the newspapers in the West are reporting, in the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, when they write editorial or interview the president. Are there any mention of Nigeria in newspapers in Russia?
Not really, not any I've seen, not of any I've seen, actually.
Okay. So when you are there and you are following events in Nigeria, how do you feel? How do you see things happening in the election so far?
Actually, now I say that this is one of the elections everybody in the world is looking towards. This is an election that Sarah reporters have really worked hard to get the masses informed. And, you know, we're just trying to look up for an election where the people remain resolute, the election that is going to come out with good result and, yeah, something great for Nigeria.
Now, before I let you go, or before I want to ask you, because we have the same issue as Russia. The government is saying that the devaluation of the naira is as a result of the fall in oil prices. In Russia too, you have a similar issue in the sense that Russia depends on price of oil to support the economy. Yeah. What is the economic situation in Russia?
The level of the ruble is really, really bad right now. We have a ruble to, we have a dollar to 60 ruble right now.
What was it before?
It used to be, as at March last year, it used to be 34, 35. But now it's really bad, and the rate of things is so expensive, and the masses are really crying hard.
But what does that do for the president in terms of how people perceive him?
I think a lot of people still support him, and they think everything is going to get well soon. Everything is going to get much more better, because now I think the ruble is actually getting value, because last week it was 68 to a dollar, and now it's getting to a 60 as of today. So I think something better is working up.
Okay. So, Bishop, you are in England, and Buhari is in London. Do you... sorry?
In fact, I'm going... where is attending the meeting tomorrow is close to my area in Chatham. I'll be there tomorrow.
You'll be there tomorrow?
Yeah.
What if you get a chance to listen to him or talk to him, because I heard from his pressman that he spoke to Nigerians today. He met with Nigerians. If you get a chance to meet him, what will you say to him? What will you ask him?
Well, firstly, like I was discussing behind off with Colleague Joe, I was actually raising the issue of youth being involved in an election of this nature. There's something we are not talking about here. We are not talking about youth. Youth should be more involved. You should be more involved in such an election like this. Because in the next 20 to 15 years, who are we going to leave Nigeria for? It is the youth. But looking at the whole thing, the whole scenario seems to be the people, the same set of people who have been in the corridor of power. They've been recycled over a time and a time. What even amuses me most, when those people leave the power, when they leave power, they still have the confidence that they're gonna come back. But my question is this, and my submission is this: most of the time, the elderly people, those people, they don't have the confidence on youth to sponsor them. Look, if you look at most of the election, most of the folk campaigning, they have been sponsored, but who will sponsor a youth? They think when they get there, they are going to divert attention and all of that, which is not supposed to be. I'm saying if I have the opportunity of meeting tomorrow, peradventure, or some other time, whenever he's speaking, I will ask him what is the level of youth involvement in his tenure if he happens to become the president.
That's a good point. But let me also remind you that Demiji Bankole is supposed to be a youth, so quote unquote. I don't think he's up to 50. We know how he performed as speaker.
Is over 40. You cannot call that youth. And I was telling colleagues, my country here. So a 37 years old is my MP. Is my MP. So Bankole is older, is above 40. So what are we talking about? Bankole on his own side, he has got a mindset of a Nigeria. So he went about to do that when he was there. So you cannot now generalize issue to want to use that overall or to Nigeria youth.
All right, that's a good point. So, Colleague Joe, Buhari is not coming to Canada. So, what is when you look at his campaign? Let's just look at his campaign performance this week. What is your concern? Especially, I want you to address the issue of the stories that come out. You know, he's traveling to Britain, and there are stories that he was being taken to the hospital for treatment. How do you see this all these stories?
Yeah, let me start from his own, you know, the general campaign and everything. Like for me, it's basically like, you know, these are basic human rights everyone should have. You know, telling us you're going to give us road, there will be this, there will be social amenities. These are things we're supposed to have according to a society.
Definitely.
So the question, you know, that will ask him, or question that is, you know, this campaign, all these campaigns, question I'm asking them is, where is that space for innovation? Where is that space for, you know, improving, you know, encouraging entrepreneurship? Where is that space for encouraging, you know, having vocational schools? They didn't talk about all those things. They're talking about the things we have been talking about since the 80s, you know, creating amenities. These are the things we're supposed to be enjoying as a society. So you look at the campaign, and this is what they're talking about, and talking about him going to the area of him going to London. I think he should clear the air. Once he's there, I think a citizen should ask him the question, are you sick or not? So that we'll stop all this, him traveling around. If he should answer that, then we'll know. If he's sick, he should tell us.
No, he has answered that in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State. He was asked.
I didn't see where he said he's not sick, but I don't know. So,
okay.
If it's something serious, let him take some drugs. If it's something we'll do operation, he should let us know.
Now let's talk about the PVC. Last week we spoke to INEC press secretary, and he said that part of the reason why there were lower number of people who got their PVC was the culture in Nigeria of people not going out to get something they need until the last minute. That people were waiting. People were essentially waiting until the last minute to go and get their PVC. That now they are up to 70%. So I don't know what the figure is today. It's been a week after that. But we are hearing stories that these PVCs, stolen ones, are being seen all over the country. Politicians are being arrested with. So what does that do for you in terms of confidence in this coming election? This is for you, Emmanuel Bello. Emmanuel, are you still there? Okay, he's not there. Okay, Bishop.
I was also discussing this with colleague Joe I was telling him about the printed card that was reported here in London. I was telling him the printed card that was reported in Niger State. I said, what is all this all about? What is all about this? Well, how come those things are missing? Though it's pathetic. The Nigeria issue is pathetic. But going back to your question, the NEC has rightly said, is the culture of Nigeria. They want to wait for that last minute where everybody will fight, where everybody will queue and start boxing themselves. This is the culture. This is a kind of a trend for Nigerian society. They want to be there at the last minute. But notwithstanding, I think the government should have put structure in place to do more, to make those people want to come out to vote to get their PVC. That should have been the best. There are better way to do it. But in a situation whereby an average Nigerian is not encouraged, seeing the things on ground, Jonathan has been telling us that there will be a transformation in power. He has been in power for 6 years. We have not seen anything. We have not seen any improvement in Nigeria when it comes to power sector. So what are we talking about here? They should encourage this citizen for them to want to come out to get their PVC.
Okay, thank you so much. College, let me ask you, because we mentioned the exchange rate. We are seeing today that it's I saw a report that it's about 220 something to Naira to $1 in the black market. So what does that do for an average Nigerian citizen? And is the excuse that the government is giving that it has something to do with oil price? I mean, we know it does, but is that the main reason? Because in other oil producing countries like Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, countries that manage their economy better than Nigeria, they are not having these problems that we're having.
I think it's really it's really hard to explain that to the common man, that the common man doesn't exchange dollar. Let me start from that. They are looking for how to get the dollar, how to even eat. So I don't even think they care or care not about. It's about the business people doing business. You know, the economy, they've been lying to us that we're not broke. We don't have substitution. I don't have any website to go now and look up how the economy is working. Ngozi can tell us how much we have in our surplus, in our deficit, how is our deficit going. Those are the things people need to know, and we don't know that.
They can't tell you that.
we don't have any economists, that come and analyze where we are now. Like if I ask you now, what's our debt rate for this year? We don't know. What's the budget for this year? I don't know whether you know that, but I don't know. Like
go ahead.
These are the things, when you look at, you're going to say, okay, this way we make some projection. This way the economy is going to be in the next 5 years. But we can't. I don't know that we can't even make that in Nigeria. Ngozi just keeps telling us the economy is fine. There's nothing fine here. So it's a problem if we can't have all those numbers. I can't really tell you how that's going to happen, whether it's the oil that's affecting it or not.
Okay, Bishop, what do you think about the economic situation of the country?
Where I was discussing with somebody today. He told me that a dollar rate now is about a pound is about 3.15, which is I said Nigeria is headed to somewhere one cannot predict. Like College has said, we don't even know where we're going today. These things are supposed to be online. Let us know what we are into. The economic is so bad, so that even they themselves, they knew this. They are funny enough, those people, they keep stealing the money. They keep stealing the money. We don't know where we're heading to. The economy is so porous that you don't foresee what the future holds. You don't foresee what Nigeria is going to become. But in all, I'm just practically talking as generally. But we believe in the face when it comes to faith base, we believe everything is possible.
Rudolph, just to add something.
Go ahead. College, go ahead. Okay, I think we have a problem with College's line. Before we round up, let me come back to you, Bishop. We talked about the economy and what I'm interested in what is going to do for poor people, because when the importation of things become very expensive, it's going to have impact on regular people who will now have to buy these products. But beyond the economy, we also have the issue of the religion, of people bringing religion into politics, and it continues to play itself out. Today we spoke to His Eminence Makinde, who was the leader of the Baptist Church in Nigeria, and he expressed concern about that. What is your take in how politicians continue to use religion in pursuing their political goal? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
It is very sad, Rudolph. It is very sad, and I'm not. There are things I'm not permitted to say here. Okay, for the glory of God, I belong to that category of people who encourage people by God's word, and I don't want to come out here and start say some few things about my leaders who are ahead of me in that area. It is very sad that nowadays you see newspaper coming out to make publication against the man of God, that Jonathan is bribing, then he's doing that. It shouldn't be mentioned among them at all. These are issues that should not be named among the believers.
Yeah.
Being that, considering the fact the offices they occupy, they are the Jesus the world should see. There should be an example. If Jesus were to be on earth, will he act like this? Will he play politics with the minds of people? These are the questions they should be asking themselves. I'm not saying somebody is doing that, but this is the story we are reading.
Yeah, let me correct the impression. His Eminence Makinde is Methodist, not Baptist Church. And he said about that bribery story, he said that there is no proof that it's not true, that politicians were just making it up. But I think we are out of time. We have to round up. I don't know how many of you are still with us, the Skype callers, but let me come to you, Bishop. What is keeping you up at night?
I've always said on this platform, I'm a Christian, and what is keeping me up is it has always been God, and it will continue to be um, my strength and my guidance and my wisdom. And to say to relate this to Nigeria, like I said, I believe in the Nigeria dream, and I believe the Africa dream. What we need to do is to recycle those, is to get rid of those leaders who have been in the corridor of power. You see, this is not happening in the other part of the world. If Africa
but wait.
could come up,
Bishop, why is it not happening? Why we have the youths are the people who are voting? More than 70% of Nigerians are under 30. Why are they choosing the old brigades and not the young ones?
that is what I'm saying. Those people, they've got sponsor. You look at if you go behind the scene, those people they've got sponsor. And you cannot be. They don't have that confidence. Like Elia said, they don't have that confidence on the youth for them to be sponsored.
Must you be sponsored to be somebody?
It's a question. That's a good question. That's a good question. But if you look at the terrain where we are, the Nigerian African society where we are, this is what is happening. This is the trend that is practiced. We all know this.
All right. Thank you so much. College Joe, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Okay. So what's keeping you up at night?
What's keeping me up at night is still the same thing. Jonathan has said he's not sure whether the election is going to whether the election is going to take place on 28th or so. So probably they'll push it again.
Not Jonathan. I think you are talking about Jega.
Is it Jega? Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So that he has said it again, and it's giving me a kind of double mind that this guy is going to push this election again. They are going to make him push it, or probably they're going to fire him. One of that. So that's one of the things keeping me up at night, and that's just it. Just waiting and seeing, and just waiting for the next round. What will happen?
All right. I want to thank all our guests. I want to thank you, College. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Okay, Bishop Gregory, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Rudolph.
Rudolph, just one question, Rudolph.
Sorry?
Just one question. How did you get the goat head for that?
Well, off air. I will talk to you. I'll talk to you off air.
Okay. Talk about it off air.
It's still there. You can come and chop later. Okay. I want to thank Emmanuel Bello from Russia for joining us, and all the other people who tried to join us. Thank you so much. All right, so we have come to the end of our broadcast today, and we want to thank all our guests, which includes Shehu Gaba, who joined us from Nigeria, and we also want to thank His Eminence, Makinde, the former prelate of the Methodist Church. We want to thank every other person who joined us. I hope you enjoyed that show. We are going to come back this time again next week, and we will bring you several other interviews. We are sorry that we couldn't bring Labram Maku today. Initially, we had him scheduled, but due to conflicts in travel, we couldn't. But we're going to bring him in next week. And as promised, we are working on getting Buhari and Jonathan to join us and probably have a debate that they couldn't have on the TV in Nigeria. So on behalf of everybody here at Sahara TV, thank you for watching, and come back again next week.